I'm a little late. I'm sorry. It's 4:21. I'm a little late. I apologize. I was out with the girls. Can someone tell me if they're here? If I'm talking to myself, I apologize. But I am here. My phone is ticking. Let me make sure I've got all my sound on and everything. Everything looks good. Oh, Lynn's here. Yay. I'm so happy. Good. Okay, let's see here. Let me turn my phone down. Can you hear me okay, Lynn? Oh, good. Sounds good. Thank you. Lynn, I liked your video today. I really liked it a lot. So I apologize, you all, for being late. We got to yickety yakking is what we did. Hi, Sandy, Gwen. Yay, Gwen. Thank you. Oh my gosh. And so I have a question. I'm glad you saw it too, Sandy. I have a question. Are there 2 live streams going on? What I have not figured out, and I swear to you, I promise you all, I will figure these things out. But what I have not figured out is when I do that thing that says upcoming, does that turn on by itself? Or what? Grant, can you help me with that? I know you're doing like StreamYard, but this is on YouTube and I don't know. Anyway, I'll figure it out, but I apologize. We had such a good time. It was so much fun. And we just yacked and it was just wonderful. I just loved everybody. It was so wonderful. And people came from 2.5 hours away, and it was just great. There are 2 lives. Oh, for crying out loud. Hi, Michelle. I just left you, Michelle. It was great to see you too. Hi, Anne. Thank you, Anne. I'm glad to be here very much. There are 2 lives. Very frustrating. Grant says you click on the upcoming in studio and go live from there. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Oh my gosh. People are going to stop coming to see me because I'm such a dork when it comes to this. Okay, so the only guy there was Gina's husband, Jeff. I've spent a couple of days with Gina and Jeff, had so much fun. They're in their van named Faith. And we drove around, and Gina and I, did I say Jenna? Gina and I did a park bench video yesterday, and I'm going to put that up on Wednesday so that there's something mid going. My Zep-bound journey, Maria, hi from New Jersey. You can't see me, Gwen? Can y'all see me? I know, Grant. Grant wanted to see everybody live today. People had to get home, and I'm weird. I get really overwhelmed, and it's just challenging. Barb, do you limit your consumption of hero bread because it is wheat? I have no idea what hero bread is. So I don't know. What is hero bread? And no, I eat wheat. I don't have any problem with wheat. I eat that bread that's got everything in it. What's it called? I always call him the angry man, but it's not the angry man. It's what's that bread called with everything in it? Hey, Darian. Did your ears burn yesterday? Gina and I talked. Thank you, Dave's. Yes, Dave's Crazy Bread, whatever they call it. Smash the like button. Thank you, Darian. Yeah, I eat the Dave's bread. Dave's Killer Bread. That's the one. And I only eat bread a couple of times a week. So, although I will say that I have had a grilled cheese sandwich probably every other day with that horrible American cheese that I like so much. I haven't eaten American cheese in forever, but holy cow. Hi, Sherry-O. Hello from South Carolina. Hey, I I don't know what it's that air fryer. That air fryer makes grilled cheese better than any frying pan I've ever used in my entire life. So it's just really good. And I'm up at 3 in the morning and there's nothing to do. Your hand was itching. I don't have money for you, Darian. I apologize. If I had money for you, I would give it to you. Grilled ham and cheese, more protein. Yes, Lynn, you are correct. I don't eat ham, number one. Number two, I don't even think I'd like chicken on it. I eat poultry and a little bit of fish, but not a whole lot. But yeah, ain't nothing wrong with Kraft American singles. Darian, thank you. Thank you lots. And Darian, just so you all know, and this is really good for both Darian and I, is we're writing in something called Substack. And Substack is a combination of, I don't even want to call it social media because it's not really social media, but it's kind of blog like in some ways. And then you can write notes that are shorter little thoughts and things like that. And we have some really good conversations going, don't you think, Darian? I mean, they're not earth shattering sometimes, but like I wrote a piece and I think I talked about it last week. Did I talk about my soy sauce on the cookies? Did I talk about that? I wrote that, I think, a week and a half ago about killing the cookies with soy sauce so that I didn't eat them. And let's see here. Can't trust myself with cheese. Yummy. I know, Maria. I know. Darian, what'd you and Gina say? I hope you two enjoyed your time together. We filmed it, and she told me not to tell you what we said. Hero brand bread, you mentioned eating on Christopher and Lorraine's channel. It has resistant wheat starch. That was not me. I have not one clue what you're talking about what resistant wheat starch is. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. T, I'm so happy to see you. T has been in my neck of the woods, but I didn't get to see her this week, but she's been in my neck of the woods this week. So much good conversation and insights happening on this on Substack. You have been writing your behind off. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, one very tall gal. Happy to meet you. What is your name if you want to share? I know, T, next time. I heard y'all had a good pizza time. I heard about that. T also lives in Central Florida. So there were 8 of us, I think, and Jeff. And there were people from 2.5 hours away, and then there were people closer, which was really nice. And we met at a Mexican restaurant that I know very well, and the owner loves me, and blah blah blah. So we had a really good time talking. We had to ask them. Yeah, we had to ask them to turn the music down because we were shouting at each other, and we didn't want to shout at each other. But let me tell you. Oh, Gwen, how tall are you? Gwen says she's also a very tall gal. How tall are you? So, we had good food. Oh, I had a sangria while I waited for everybody. I've not had a sangria since the last time I was there about a year and a half ago. And it was good. I got a little tipsy, but everybody got there right after I was tipsy. So it was fine. 5'10" and a half? Gwen, I'd come up to your waist or your boobs if they fell. We all talked about our boobs falling, how terrible it was. Used to be 6 feet? Wow. I'm 5'1". I'm so tall. I'm so short. Paul, yay, Paul. I'm so happy to see Paul. I am going to be on Paul Amadeus Lane's channel in an interview on March 30th, which is next Monday, a week from tomorrow. Next Sunday, is my 65th birthday, March 29th. 1961 was when I was born. So I hope all of you will come and celebrate my 65th birthday with me. Medicare, I'm there for people who are like, oh, you're going to be on Medicare. Well, the moment 1201 on your birth month, you're on Medicare. So I've got Medicare already, but that's okay. Let's see here. Nancy Germain, it's been smashed. Also, thank you for the reminder about Substack. I keep forgetting to check her platform out. Want to check yours too. Yeah, Darium is a total sage. He really is so wise. And I don't think you're even that old, are you, Darium? I hate to ask people's age, but um, yeah, I don't think you're over 40. So you're really wise beyond your years. And I think that that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Paul says, because of my disability, I've been on Medicare since I was 26 years old. Yeah. See, so Paul, G Money. Yeah, I got G Money too, darling. I'm on Medicaid. I've been on Medicaid for a long time because I'm disabled in here in my mind. I have, and I've talked about it, so it's nothing new. I have bipolar disorder 1 and have been hospitalized for it before. One of the medications that I had to take, Risperdal, at one time was I gained 80 pounds in 4 months on Risperdal. It's an antipsychotic. So antipsychotics are known for getting people fat. And now what they're doing with the GLP-1s is they're co-prescribing the, excuse me, they're co-prescribing the antipsychotics with GLP-1s, and it seems to be doing well. I keep my eye on that and I write about it periodically because it's important to me to make sure that other people do not. When I went on Elavil 100 years ago in 1986, I went on Elavil before I was diagnosed with the bipolar disorder 1. But before, people just gained the and the 80 pounds I gained in 4 months, it went up even more than that. But that was just what I gained in 4 months. So 20 pounds, yeah, 20 pounds a month for 4 months. It sucked. Darium says he's 54. Wow. Paul is a what do you call it? Motor wheelchair? What do you call it? He's a quadriplegic. You write down how I should be saying this, Paul, please. I don't know exactly how to say it. Power wheelchair. That's it. Power wheelchair. I remember now. So Paul's channel, which is Paul Amadeus Lane, is wonderful. He's very spirited and he's from a different neighborhood than I am. And it's really interesting. The people that Paul has on his channel, they're not anybody in my circle of friends. So it's really wonderful for me to go on and sit back and watch a different culture with GLP-1s. They're blacks. And it's so fun because a lot of times they'll go into different accents, lingo, talking, and I just don't understand all of it. But it's so wonderful for me to learn about different cultures. I do speak a little Spanish. I speak pretty well, but I have been going and watching Spanish channels as well. So I'm trying to expand my mindset with GLP-1s. I started with Charles, who is the round mound of Zetbound. And Charles is a black man who happens to also have cancer. He's got prostate cancer. And so what Paul and Charles and other black men have been doing is embracing black men who are typically in our American society the main demographic who does not seek out medical care. And especially when it comes to obesity, because it helps to be a bigger Black man in our in our society. So the idea of getting smaller with medications can be difficult to be able to process when you're a Black man. And what I'm learning as I watch the Black men talk amongst themselves, and how Charles and Paul reach out to the Black men in the communities. They're so disparate, and they're so wonderful being able to say, but we don't want to die like our fathers did. And how beautiful that is, that now they don't have to die from heart attacks at 50 years old, at 45 years old, like their dad did or their uncle did. And so I love supporting the different cultures. I have not found as many Black female channels. I don't know why, but if y'all have some, put some down in the comments for me and let me know, or, write them in here. Grace, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. Grace is here too. Here I am talking about the Black community, and now we've got Grace in the Latina community. I love it. There she is, 21 watching, only 8 likes. Thanks for hitting the like, eating dinner, and listening. Ella está comiendo. Qué bueno. Oh my gosh. Paul and Charles have included me in their discussions, Grant says. They're amazing. And just like Christopher started out reaching to the men, it's like Paul and Charles have picked up the baton. And now, Grant, you're in there as well, even though you're a different demographic as well, being a white man. It's so tender and so wonderful for me to watch the different communities, almost like an Olympic flag rings all around, where everybody is connected but not connected, like Venn diagrams is how I see it. And right now, for those that don't know, there's a big discussion about what constitutes a community in the GLP-1 community. Because what we've seen is, as the community of people, not our community online, the grouping of people who have gotten onto GLP-1s are now climbing online. They're doing their videos, they're doing their vlogs and things like that. But we're also finding factions. These people tell you what to do. These people tell you what not to do. These people want to sell you everything under the sun. These people are just beginning and they just don't know exactly what to do. That would be me. I'm trying. I'm figuring it out. There's still 2 channels going at the same time, so I haven't figured out everything. T, I think you and Grace do live near each other. What happened to Grace's pup? If you tell me that something happened to Grace's pup, I'm going to cry. Hello, my Jenny. I love Jenny. Jenny Inspire. Wonderful, wonderful channel. Love her very, very much. Honored Paul and Charles. Yep, such great guys. I appreciate their work with that demographic. I grew up in a multicultural community, and the resistance from men is real. They are giving them a safe space. You are absolutely right. Exactly, Nancy. Exactly. So that's what we all need to do. My demographic is, I am bicultural, but I grew up Anglo, and so really am a white girl with a Cuban last name who learned Spanish as an adult, whose children are half Dominican from their father, a quarter Cuban from their mother. And so we make not a melting pot, but we definitely make up a lot. But I was raised Anglo, and I have worked very hard to pull on my own history, to learn about the food and the culture and things like that, the music and all the different things that my dad, when he came from Cuba in 59 during the revolution, what a lot of the people who emigrated, not immigrated, but emigrated from Cuba, when they hit Miami, they dropped everything. No Spanish in the house. We're not going to eat Spanish food. Do not talk to me in Spanish. They wanted to put all of Cuba and Castro behind them. So that's why I did not learn Spanish growing up, but I've had to learn it as an adult. I was a midwife with migrant Hispanic women, with migrant Mexican women. And so I learned Spanish that way. Can't talk to you in engineering Spanish, but boy, if you need a pap smear, I'm your girl. Check out Traces of Twan. Yes. Thank you, T. Thank you. Traces of Twan and JC Calamity Jane. Somebody, if you could text me, if you've got my T, you've got my text. If you could text me those, that would be great. Reset with Anissa. So many African American women on GLP-1s. I need to find them. And then I want the Spanish women too. I mean, we've got Grace here, but she's not speaking in Spanish. We've got Mariela. Mariela's, she's doing her GLP-1 channel in Spanish as well. I was crying with Grace. I couldn't comment at the time. I know it's hard waiting for someone to come to the door. Pap smear Spanish, Jenny. Yes, that's my Spanish is pap smear. Speak on it, Queen Barb. Paul calls me the Queen. He's very fun. He's just so fun. And Paul has a long history, and this is so funny. This is turning out to be this hold every other creator up kind of thing. But Paul used to be what was the thing that you did? You did all kinds of stuff in the music community, and he has rap openings on his channel, and I'm actually in one of them, which is loads of fun. I feel very honored that he would do that, and that's great. Yes, Jenny, who does not speak Spanish. No, Grace does. Necesito un Papa Nicolau. You need a pap? Gina gave me this shirt. When everybody was sending me scarves, Gina sent me a Disney shirt. So I had to wear it today with all of our girls. It was lots of fun. Nancy says, I'm going to be a little vulnerable here. Go for it. My husband was a beautiful Black man. He died a few years ago, too young, cancer. I'm so sorry. He resisted going to the doctor until it was too late. 2 sons. Nancy, it is for the family of your husband. That's who these men speak to. And it's so beautiful to be able to do that. I love that. My kids' great grandmother is Dominican, black Dominican. So my kids have, if you look at Megan and Tristan, you can see a lot of that in their facial makeup and their skin color, because their dad, they look exactly like their father. They look nothing like me. Megan is my daughter who's small things daily, and she is amazing. She's lost 125 pounds on GLP-1s. And my son Tristan is on GLP-1s as well. He's on Zepbound and doing fantastic. Let's see here. Maria says, I have posted a few things on YouTube. When I started, I found Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. Then I found the Downsized, and then you through them. I love that. Yeah, Elizabeth is she was one of the first ones that I saw too. And she has her own demographic. That is for sure. She is hot as fire, but she's got her different demographic than mine. Mine is different. I was going to say, that's what I was going to say. My demographic tends to be where I tend to focus is when people have a whole lot of weight to lose and have been immobilized by their fat, who are usually anxious to get going. I hear a lot of people talk about how scared they were. And tell me if you all were scared when you started thinking about going on a GLP-1. I hear like Michelle's one, and she's listening as she's driving. Frankly, Michelle said that when she gave herself her shot, she laid down and didn't know if she was going to wake up. She thought she might die when she went to sleep. And I've heard that a lot. I have heard that a lot. I mean, I don't know if it's because I was giving myself insulin for 100 years. I took that fen and got the heart valve problem, had the gastric bypass. I'm just like, could you just take the freaking weight away? I really don't quite care how it happens. I just want to be healthy. And that's where health at any cost comes from. It's like I will do almost anything to lose weight. I have I have pretty much done just about everything to lose weight. I know, poor Nancy, huh? Oh, Nancy says, "Don't feel sorry for me. We're always redefining normal in this life." You are correct. So scared, but more scared of dying from a stroke. Exactly, Gwen. Exactly. I was scared. I don't even know. And honestly, Darium asks a lot. What is your why? And then also, Jamie Selsner talks about your why and keep your why in your mind. And Darium on Substack, when you asked what our why was, I said that I was having a hard time because it kind of changed. I figured out my why and I will not forget it again. My why was on April 22nd, 2022, when I was in the hospital after having COVID and had diastolic heart failure and my lungs were affected and I was laying in that bed. And y'all who have heard this story, you just have to pretend we're married and I'm telling the story again and you're hearing it like it's the first time. Laying in the bed with the oxygen on my mask, and poor Paul, you're going to have to hear this on your channel as well when I do the interview. Put the oxygen mask on I had it on there, and I was 405 pounds and trying to get comfortable in that stupid hospital bed, and I could feel the sheets like pressing into my fat and making the wrinkles in my skin. And there were 4 cardiologists standing at my door talking, and one of them stepped forward towards me and he crossed his arms and he looked at me and he said, "You will either change your life or you will live in a nursing home." My why is that I do not want to lose my autonomy as a human being. People talk to me about dying, and I'm like, we all die. What's the big deal? You're going to die of diabetes. You're going to get diabetes. I had diabetes at 35 years old. I'm 65. I've had it for 30 years. No big deal. My family had their feet cut off. My grandfather died of gangrene up into his groin. His poor feet, his legs were cut off. People went blind. They had heart attacks. It was like a total blah in my family. Nobody ever, "Oh, Aunt Menina's going blind now." Okay, whatever. So I was giving myself shots of insulin. No big deal. When he said that I would live in a nursing home, in that flash of a moment, I saw myself in a nursing home on the bed at 400 pounds with a woman who hated her job, having to clean my underbelly, that infection we all get that stinks so bad, that yeasty crap. It's called Intertrigo, in case you want to know. Wiping that, wiping my ass, wiping under my arms, under my boobs. And she hated her job, and taking 3 or 4 people to turn me over to be able to get to my butt. That fast, I had that image. And that was the day that I quit eating Uber Eats. I did not want to lose my autonomy. That's my why. And that's why I keep moving. That's why I keep walking when everybody's, "I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that." Y'all have heard me say it many times. I walk because I can, because I couldn't for 10 years before I started GLP-1s. In 2022, I started on Trulicity and was on that for 9 months. And then I went on Mounjaro and I've been on it ever since. September of 2023 is when I started Mounjaro. And within 2 months, I started at 10 because I went right from Trulicity to Mounjaro. So I started at 10 milligrams, and then I went to 12.5 the next month, and then 15 after that. And I've been on 15 ever since. So for 2.5 years, I've been on 15 milligrams. I've been in maintenance for a little over a year, February 1st. Write it down, people, because I forget all the time. I forget all the time, all the dates. I should have them. I'm not a spreadsheet girl, so I don't keep them. So y'all need to do that. If y'all have questions, holler. I'm watching. Sherry O says her dad died. Sherry, your dad died of a heart attack at 35? Darling. Oh my gosh. 35. It's going to make me cry. You had to have been a baby. I am so sorry. Maria says, if this medication was not available, I probably would not be around 2 or 3 years the road I was going down. I'm with you. Gwen says her grandparents on her dad's side had diabetes. And that stuff all passed down. I wrote one part about epigenetics. I'm writing about the kids now. I wrote about the placenta and how we who are growing babies pass down our disease of obesity and diabetes and things like that to our children in the womb. That we can actually look at the placenta and see if it was healthy, or if that child in the future that was growing in that placenta may have metabolic issues and eventual obesity. So I wrote about that, and now I'm working on part 2 about the kids. But I'm learning about my third child, Amy, that I thought she had it so easy. And she emailed me and told me that she's actually had eating issues, and I had no idea. I had no idea. So I'm learning about my children. What's interesting about that is I didn't know that Megan, who's lost 125, as I said, small things daily, I didn't know that she had a hard time with gaining weight. I thought she was perfectly comfortable with it. We didn't talk about it in our family. Do you all talk about weight issues in your family? Whether it's humiliation or being made fun of or put on a diet like I was at 10 years old. I was put on speed at 10 years old. Paul says that's why I'm so passionate about speaking about health. People's lives are at stake. You're absolutely right, Paul. Even though I'm a little bit grimy with it, but I just love people and love life. You're not grimy. You're awesome, Paul. I know I wouldn't have been here. I was fading fast back in January of last year. I did not expect to make it through COVID. And for those of y'all who have read, my Substack and things like that, or heard me talk, that I had a do not resuscitate sign over my head in my bed, so that if I got COVID and EMS came in, I didn't want them to resuscitate me, because I did not want to take a bed from somebody who would need it. Because we were all told the fat people are the ones that are going to die. I was 405 pounds. I knew I was going to go. I just knew I was. But I didn't. I made it through. Look at this. I'm going to stand up. They were telling me how tiny I was today. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? It's just so weird. I'm so tiny. I'm 5'1". Today I weighed 131 because we went out to dinner last night and I ate really heartily, including carrot cake, which was just delicious. So I usually weigh between 125 and 131. So I hit 131 today, so I better go down. Yeah. Tea. I blamed myself for diabetes. I felt so bad. That's, T, that is so, we all have that history, maybe not of diabetes, but of obesity, that we blamed ourselves. I know, I know in my head and much of my mind and thoughts and heart understand that obesity is a disease. It's a metabolic, reoccurring disease. And I still, when I talk sometimes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I ate so bad, I gave myself diabetes. And I have to go, wait a minute, wait a minute. Diabetes started in my DNA, and the obesity is what hit the domino that made the diabetes go. Oh, Sandy, 1999. Thank you for the super chat. So thankful you love life and people and me. I do love you. No haha about it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nancy says longevity in our family, even with heart disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, etc., people live into their 90s. However, these meds would have made the final years much more satisfying, maybe a few centenarians. Exactly. Loosey Goosey, hey. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Sandy is awesome. I agree, Grant. I agree. Okay, I have to tell you, I got lab work this week. I went and got labs done on Monday, and then I got the results on Friday. Thank you, Sandy. You're so awesome too. My gosh, Sandy is amazing. Okay, so when I got my labs back, some of them look like they were off. When I had my appointment with my endocrinologist yesterday, I learned that the reason that they were off, it was my kidneys were a little off. Now I have chronic kidney disease, but it has gone from severe to mild, which wasn't supposed to happen with weight loss or GLP-1s, but they're finding that it is. So my nephrologist is like, oh, you're my hero. I'm watching this happen, blah, blah, blah. So my kidney labs look kind of funny. My sodium was really low. Now I'm eating salt, and I have it down here. I also have had dizziness with low blood pressure after having high blood pressure and being on medications for high blood pressure for a long time. As I lost weight, I was she took me off the high blood pressure medication. Then this is a cardiologist. Cardiologist told me to eat salt, put salt on stuff. I did. Then she told me to eat chips, Lay's potato chips. Not kidding, swear. When I was still getting low blood pressure, she told me to eat Fritos because Fritos have more salt in it. And then I just said, I can't do this. This is just feeding the addiction part of what's going on in my head. I just couldn't do it anymore. Even though I got the little tiny bags, it just was too much. So what she did was give me a medication called Midodrine. So I'm on Midodrine to help with the low blood pressure. Well, I've been having dizziness with low blood pressure again. And I was very confused until we saw the labs. So we look at the labs, and my salt is low. And I'm like, I'm salting. I've got my salt sitting right here. I salt everything. Apparently, I'm drinking too much water. Okay, you guys, how many of you struggle to get water in your body? Please. Darian says, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. You don't want to miss Barb's content. Thank you, Darian. I love you. Nancy says, Barb, curious. No, you thought Megan was okay with it, but did you ever try to help your children with the weight issues? Parents have good intentions, but just not sure what to say and can hurt. Hi, Nikki. and chat and everything. So, Nancy, that's a good question. See, Megan didn't start getting big until she was 35. Same as Tristan. Tristan didn't get big either. That's part of my epigenetics piece, is that I gave them a key. This is complete theory. I've read a whole lot of studies, but this is not documented science that I'm giving you. But I had a key in my body that had obesity in it from my mom and her mom, who passed it down in the placenta here through the umbilical cord. Take this key, and when you're about 30 years old, you're going to unlock the key. I mean, you're going to take the key and you're going to unlock the door that opens up obesity. So this is what happened to my mom, what happened to me. And then I gave the key to Tristan and Megan through the placenta. And they had the key and they held it until they were 35. They found the door, they unlocked it, and they began gaining weight. And that kicked in their obesity, the disease of obesity. We did not talk about it because we did not talk about weight in our family. And I feel guilty. I've not been able to talk to Megan and Tristan about it so much yet, but I do feel guilty for not saying, are you okay with your weight? But you see, they didn't ask me if I was okay with my weight either. It was almost like it was a non-issue. They grew up with me super fat my whole entire life, and it just was not something talked about. And when people would talk about it, like my mom or my dad, I would tell them, do not talk about it, because they would always say to me, you're going to die, you're too fat, you need to lose weight, quit eating, blah, 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 blah. And it's a disease, people. I didn't know it at the time, but I couldn't. I could not stop. So telling them to stop talking about it removed a great chunk of guilt. So I don't know why I never talked about it with Megan and Tristan, and we haven't been able to have time together to do that. There's so much going on in the world and my body and all of that. So I look forward to the day when we can talk about it. So no, I didn't talk to them about their weight because we didn't talk about weight in our family. It seems so absurd, doesn't it? Because so many parents talk to their kids about it. Drink too much water. Okay, listen to this. How much do you drink, Grace? Tell me how much water you drink a day. And then I will tell you how much I do. Okay, so Grant says it's still a challenge for me to get my daily water. I'm going to give you a couple of hints. I learned a couple of hints today. Nikki, I'm so glad you're here. Grant says still a challenge for me to get daily water. Nancy says didn't mean to imply that you said hurtful things. Oh, no. I didn't read it that way at all, Nancy. Oh, no. I didn't read it that way at all. You were absolutely correct. Some things my mom said with good intentions. Oh, I totally understand. We just didn't even talk about it. We talked about it when Megan was pregnant, because I was an active working midwife at the time. So I knew what could happen with big babies. And Tristan and Megan were big babies. Tristan was 9'4", Megan was 10'6". And that's how the key goes through, is when you have big babies, because they're soaking in glucose. They're soaking in the glucose in their body. And so the placenta grows bigger so that they can get more nutrition. The veins get bigger so that it can give more nutrition. Fat grows into the placenta, killing off parts of the placenta. And so handing the key was almost like hanging it around their neck, because it was almost guaranteed that they were going to, by the time they hit 35, which is when I was diagnosed with diabetes, that they began gaining weight as well. Paul says, sounds like Barb, you may need some electrolytes to help out with the sodium level. That's part of it. Got my Propel. And y'all are going to all yell at me for this. And I already know. I know. Black tea with Splenda. I drank water alone for years before water before the GLP-1s, I was drinking 8 to 10 Diet Coke cans of Diet Coke a day. Easy. Easy. And then started the GLP-1 and stopped Diet Coke as if it was poison. And I have no idea why. It's not like I thought that. And I tried to stop Diet Coke for 30 freaking years and never could. Now I'm holding on to my black tea as if it was a baby. I don't know why. So I don't know, because I haven't Googled it. I haven't asked Claude if tea is more dehydrating. What are y'all going to tell me? Are you going to tell me? So I want to know how much you drink, Grace. Gwen's blood work was slightly off, and I put the numbers into ChatGPT, and it's probably because I'm well hydrated. Well, I'm overhydrated, is what everybody said, including my endocrinologist. Okay, let's see here. Let me go down a little bit here. Oh my gosh. Oh, Sandy's 5'1" as well and weighs between 120, 125. So we're close. I have also had a gastric bypass 2000. I had mine in 2001. Did you have an RNY? Is that what you had? Do tell. Just Sherry says, I can't wait to get my blood drawn in about a week. Excited to hopefully see more improvement. And this is the first time in my life I won't stress about having to get on the scale because she's at goal. I'm so happy, Sherry. That's so awesome. And isn't it weird also to go, take my blood. Let's see what my hemoglobin A1C is this time. Take my blood. Let's see what my chronic kidney disease is. Let's see how my liver's doing. Take my blood. It's so polar opposite. It's like the world has turned sideways, you know? It's just so crazy. Oh, I'm going to cry because I get so excited. I'm so happy, Sherry, that you're at goal. That's so awesome. Lucy Goosey loves tea, fellow Splenda user. I try to keep it low, but I do use it. Thank you, Ms. Nikki. Mona Unblocking Life. Hello there. Correct, Sherry. Do you feel with the increase in GLP-1, more people are turning away from weight loss surgery? That's actually not a given. That is actually statistically what's happening. So yes, they are. And then what else is happening is a lot of people who are super sized, like I was at 400. If I was 400 and going for a gastric bypass, I would have to lose weight before they would do the surgery. So you have to lose weight to get to a certain weight before they actually will do the gastric bypass because it's so dangerous to do it when you're super fat. So what they're doing is they're putting people on GLP-1s to lose weight to get ready for surgery. But what's happening is people are losing so much weight, they don't want to have surgery anymore because they're getting so healthy on the GLP-1s. They don't want the surgery anymore. Isn't that cool? I love that. Tea is okay. I'm a Brit. You can trust me. Thank you, Mona. Just Sherry, oh, that's great. You'll have to let us know your results. I can't wait to hear. Lucy Goosey, I haven't gotten any more stomach pain. Only happened twice. I think it was a norovirus. Lucy Goosey, I'm so happy. I worried about you. I thought about you. So let me tell you how much I drink. Grace is having dinner, so she hasn't told me how much she's drinking. So I'm going to tell you how many ounces. There's 40 ounces in here, right? Turn down surgery, Mona. Good for you. Good for you. Mona, are you my Mona in Ireland? It just hit me. Thank you, T. We are just friends chatting. Mona! You all need to meet Mona. Mona Unlocking Life. Okay, she and I have chatted for a while in our emails. Mona, if you're okay with it, share with everybody how much you weighed when you started. No, Loosey Goosey, no, sorry. It's important to care for each other, don't you think? Mona, how much did you weigh when you started? Gwen says, I usually do 3 40-ounce Stanley cups plus tea and coffee in the morning. Mona, I'm so happy to see you here. I'm so happy. Do you all see that? Mona Unlocking Life started at 620 pounds. My love, Mona, how much do you weigh today? How long have you been on GLP-1s? What are you on? I know what your answers are, but tell me when you started, what you're on, and what you weigh today. Labs, as you all know, were a totally different thing. Her life is completely transformed. Mona, I've lost 270 pounds so far. "19 months losing weight. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you, Mona. Do you see what she's taking? 1 milligram of Wegovy. One, 1 milligram of Wegovy this whole time, right, Mona? This whole time. Oh my gosh. Every letter I get from Mona, I cry. Oh my gosh, she makes me so happy. Mona, we're almost weight loss sisters. 10 more pounds and you and I will be tied. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you, Mona. You're so wonderful. I was housebound, she says. I've traveled internationally 3 times in the last 6 months. Talk about your car. Talk about the airplane. Tell us what's so different about your life now than 2 years ago. What is different about your life? And I have people like Mona talk about things like this because one of the things that I see happening a lot is people quitting the medication when they get to their weight. They see, especially in the UK, it's very interesting. People see the medications and GLP-1s as a diet. And when they get to their weight, they're going to stop the diet and go off the diet, and then they're gaining weight again. I don't want to be on a medication my whole life, they say. I don't want to. Well, now we've got the pill. Pills, I think, are going to be easier for people to embrace because pills in our culture are pretty normal. They're normalized. So giving yourself a shot is pretty medicalized. So if you have diabetes, you give yourself a shot. If you've got cancer, you give yourself a shot, blah, blah, blah. But pills, for God's sake, everybody takes pills, whatever. But I see people stopping the medications and thinking that they're going to be able to stay at their original size after they took their medication. And I swear, and you all who are big, you tell me if you think this is true. I swear it's because they have not felt like crap enough. They don't feel sick enough. They don't feel bad enough. They don't feel in danger of dying enough that they're like more cavalier about letting go of the medication. That those of us who have felt in this place of being homebound, in this place of having diabetes, having our kidneys start failing, our liver start failing, having all of this, we're like gripping and holding on to the medication as much as we can because we don't want to die. We have felt physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually so poorly that we don't want to let go of what that savior in medication may actually be. So that's one of my theories about why people quit the medication is they haven't felt like shit enough to be able to understand what's coming down the pike for them if they don't stay on the medication, if they keep gaining weight on the medication, gain, lose, gain, lose, gain, lose. How many of us have done that? How many? 50 documented diets, exercise programs, weight loss. Yeah. Nancy says, very inspiring moment. Mona, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so happy. Paula Harden, hi. Oh, T, thank you for welcoming Paula. Mona says it was 2.5 years since I had driven. I'm now driving long distance. I got back into the car last summer, about 10 months into my weight loss journey. I'm just overwhelmed with joy for you, Mona. And you know it's because I know. I understand. Lucy Goosey says, I know food, but I'm wondering if anyone here does keto or carnivore or has any advice as far as food goes. Keto and carnivore stuff, Lucy Goosey, and I know we've talked about it, and it's fine. We can talk about food. That's not a problem. Those are diets. What I encourage people to do is to eat how you want to eat for the rest of your life. If you think you can eat keto from now until the day you die, have at it. Have a good time. I want you to look at the keto community and see how many people sustain it longer than a year, maybe 2, and how long they sustain their weight loss. I want you to look at people who are doing carnivore diet. I want you to check their labs in 2 years and look and see what their heart is doing, what their cholesterol is doing. And then make a decision about whether you want to do carnivore for the rest of your life. Instead, what these medications do is they allow us to, and I'm putting it in quotes, so holler if you want, it allows us to eat like normal people. It allows us to eat as if we did not have a metabolic disability called the disease of obesity in our brain, in our gut, in our liver, kidneys, pancreas. It allows us to eat as if we were completely metabolically balanced. We don't have to eat like that. Yes, eating protein first is fantastic. Mona says, I adore the medication. Oh, I've got to scroll up. Hold on. And somebody said something about protein first, too. High protein. Let's see. Lucy. Okay. So Gwen says high protein, but no exclusion of foods. Good. I like that. Mona says, I adore the medication. I don't want to struggle to keep the weight off. I like not thinking about food. Oh, Mona, you're my girl. I'm very lucky that I don't think about food either. When I see it, I have to keep, and I think I've told you all this before. I think I showed you last week. I actually have to keep on my planner. I have to put a little food thing down here to show how many times I've eaten in the day so that I can make sure that I eat 3 times during the day. And then here's my supplements and then my calcium and my protein. I have a protein shake. I take one of those a day. And so my supplements include the electrolytes. And I have to mark it every day. A lot of people use apps, stuff like that. I'm very archaic. So I have to do that. So I'm with you there, Mona. Lucy Goosey says, Gwen, that's what I'm trying to do too. Then you're doing good. Lucy Goosey, what's your name? Do I have to call you Lucy Goosey all the time? I'm just going to call you Lucy. Lynn says, I do meat first, but we'll have a small amount of potatoes and veggies and fruit, but always meat, protein first. That's great. Mona, the world, where are we? Oh, Mindy's here. I said, the world is your oyster. Absolutely. Loosey goosey, I ate mostly low carb to lose 80 pounds. Now I'm trying hard to get over the diet mentality and add in good carbs. It's hard to wish I would have ate more normal from the beginning. I'm going to stop for 1 second. I know I need to scroll because a lot of people came in. We do the best that we can with the information that we have. And for many, if not most of us, the information we have is to diet. That's what we've learned our whole life is to diet. Diet and exercise, calories in, calories out, la, 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 la. And Mindy, I brought you up today talking about that it is not calories in and calories out. There's so many other factors that goes on in our body. If we could look on the inside instead of the flippant scale on the outside, if we could look on the inside and see what the medications are doing instead of just the scale, because there's so much more that's going on than just that scale on the outside. Everything's healing and getting softer and getting healthier and getting cleaner and getting quieter. And all of that happens long before you see even a half a pound on that scale going away. People talk about losing their food noise within 10 minutes sometimes. Not everybody gets that. But imagine what it's doing in your body long before you even know what it's going to do, what it's going to end up as at the end weight on that scale. Oh, let's see here. Hi, Mindy. Mindy's late. Got stuck on the phone with my mom. That's okay. Moms are always good. Mona, that's amazing. Gwen and T. Paula Harden, thank you for the super chat. Barb, you're an inspiration and an example that this medication is life-saving. Thank you. It is, even with 2 cancers. I'm still hanging in there. Oh, tomorrow. Good thoughts, welcome. I'm going for a bone marrow biopsy in Tampa again at Moffitt. They initially told me to take myself off my Manjaro, blah, blah, blah. Nothing to eat for 24 hours before, blah, 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 because I was going to have some sedation. Propofol is what I was going to have, and Versed. And so I don't have a driver because I go in medical transport from Orlando to Tampa, and then they're going to come pick me up. So because I'm not having a driver, I can't have medication. Because I'm not having somebody to accompany me, I can't have the sedation. So they're like, I called them and I said, I don't have anybody. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Are y'all going to put me up in a bed for a little while till I wake up or whatever? No, you're not going to have any sedation. We're going to use lidocaine on your thigh because I have to do it in the hip. Sorry. So I'm not going to have anything but the lidocaine. And then I call it, it's like drilling oil. They go, they put a thingamajiggy in there that's going to take some bone marrow out, and then they're going to test it. So I will feel the insertion as it goes into my hip. And apparently it just goes hard and hurts for a moment, and then it's gone. And they're like, do you think you're going to be able to do that? And I'm like, I had a 10.5-pound baby at home. I think I can do it. Perspective, people, perspective. Oh my gosh, Paula, thank you so much. I know, Mona, we're so happy for Mona. I just love it. Sandy says, I quit Zepbound because I couldn't afford it. Yes, that I understand. Tomorrow I'm going to my doctor to see if the pills will work okay. I gained 20 pounds back since January and do not want to keep gaining. I wish orforglipron was out for you already, Sandy, because the semaglutide is only part of what's in the Zepbound. And sorry, my nose is itching. What is only part of what's in there. The GLP-1 and then Zepbound has a GIP as well. So the semaglutide, the pill, the Wegovy pill is only semaglutide. People are having, just be ready. I'm not telling you it's going to happen, but just be ready that you may have more nausea, more stomach aches, And that's real common with semaglutide, with Wegovy and Ozempic. That's real common. And we get that about half as much as people on Wegovy and Ozempic get when we're on Zepbound, Mounjaro, and tirzepatide. So just be ready if that happens. But I don't want you to gain any more either. And the pill, holy cow, how wonderful would that be? That would be so good in maintenance. That would be so wonderful. Mona says food. Let's see here. It scrolled too fast. Da, 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 da. Food. If you can access a dietitian who is experienced in your situation, it can help challenge diet culture and rules you might have food around food. I will say yes, because when my oncologist told me to gain 10 pounds and I wigged out, I freaked out, they referred me to the Blood Cancer Society has a free dietitian for people with blood cancer. So I went in there. I am not going to cook my own food. I am not going to prep. I eat lean cuisine. I eat healthy choice. I don't want to cook. I can't prep. Blah 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 blah. She was an angel. She was like, "Oh no, you don't have to change any of that." She said, "Let's just add a little olive oil on your lean cuisine." And I'm like, "I can do that. How about when you have a little bit of the Mexican lean cuisine or the healthy choice, how about you put a little avocado on there? We can do that. That would be good. How about with all your other things like Chinese or whatever? How about you put some what are those seeds called? There's two kinds of seeds that people eat. The ones that make the pudding. How about you put that on there?" And I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can do that. That I can do." And so it worked. She was so easygoing and so wonderful. So you don't have to have a dietitian that's going to tell you, you put a piece of meat as big as your palm of your hand, and you have the plate that's got 3 sections, and la la. That's all Weight Watchers crap that we don't have to do anymore. I like that a lot, Mona. Thank you so much. Darian says you're such a sweetheart. Paula, Sherry says I eat low carb because of my insulin resistance, but I don't cut out anything. I just want to eat as normal as possible and not stress myself out anymore. I know, how much have we stressed in our life, for crying out loud? Truly. Let's see if I can make this go. Paula is sweet, that's for sure. Mona said the dietitian I saw said in her experience, those who had lost 50 pounds more than twice often have a lot of rules around food. What do you think, Mindy? What do you think, Mayor Mindy? Do you think that's true? Do you have lots of did you have lots of rules around food, and what have you done with them? Do tell. Loosey goosey. Wow, that's amazing. I see what you mean, that we can eat like regular people. I'm about 6 weeks in and I love this already. No food noise. Yeah, let's hear good for Loosey goosey. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Good, good, good. Mona, that is so true. I've lost 100 pounds 3 times. See, I knew Mindy would say it. I had so many rules. Exactly. Paula says, Mona, so true. I'm still working through those rules. We got to love the mama of the mayor, Mindy. We do, Darium. You're right. Mindy says, Barb, I never thought of it that way, but now I'm crying thinking about why I'd never quit this medication. I understand. Mindy is an inspiration. I adore Mindy. Mindy is a triathlete. For folks who don't know, Mindy has done triathlons and marathons. Even at, what was your biggest weight that you went and did them? And you just did one. I want you to do a Disney marathon. I think that would be fun. We could go do that. So tell us your weight stuff, Mindy, with your marathons and your triathlons. Loosey Goosey says, I was always so hungry before Wegovy. I don't miss it at all. I know. It's like magic. People say it's a magic. It's not a magic pill. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's a magic wand. Okay. It stabs into your leg or your belly or whatever. It's magic. I mean, not for everybody. Some people go slower, some people take their time, but it works so cool on the inside that we can't see. If we all walked around with our glass bodies and we were able to look at the inside and go, oh, it's concentrating on my liver right now. It's healing my liver. That's why the scale's not going down, because it's concentrating on that. Oh, I see that it's working on this part of my brain so that I don't obsess about food anymore. What would I rather have? A pound down on the scale, or would I have no food noise rocking in here? Sometimes there's just no reason, no idea why we're not going down on the scale. And as a reminder, point 0.5 to 2 pounds a week is normal, typical, usual, however you want to put it. I encourage people, and I know that Christopher has talked about this as well. Instead of looking at your week, don't look at your week. Don't even look at your month. Look at 2 months. Start at 2 months. Don't go day by day or week by week, looking, watching. Oh, let's see it go down. Oh, it's going up. Oh, it's going down. Oh, it's going up. Oh, it's going down. I want you to put it on a graph, even though I don't do that. ChatGPT can do it for you. So can Claude. I want you to watch the arc go from high weight here, and even when it goes as it's going down, it goes down. And that's what you care about. That's what you want to see, is that arching drop. That's what's important. It's not important if you go up 0.3 ounces or 0.3, they're not ounces, I know, 0.3 tenths of a pound a day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if you go up 2 pounds in a day. Or like me, yesterday I weighed 127, today I was 131. Even that is not that big a deal, because in the grand scheme of life, I'm down here where I used to be, way up there. So what's 2 or 3 pounds? I'm not going up. It's just maintenance, is what it is. It's just hanging out there. Mindy is such an inspiration. I agree. Mindy says, thanks, Darium. You may refer to her as Jane the Pain. Loosey goosey. I was always so hungry before Wegovy. I don't miss that at all. None of us do, darling. None of us do. Yes, Paul. So many on these GLP-1 streets are amazing. Yes, Mindy, we know you are. That's for sure. T says sometimes it's thirst more than hunger. I'm going to go scroll up because I think that's what she said. Chia seeds. Thank you. Chia. Chia. I'm going too slow scrolling. I'm sorry. If y'all have questions, oh, Kirsten's here. Yay. Awesome seeing you too, honey. Sometimes it's thirst, not hunger, T says. You're exactly right. Margie says, I get annoyed when people tell me not to lose anymore. My doctor says I'm fine weight-wise. I guess they're used to seeing me chubby. Does anyone else have people telling them that? Raise your hand if you get told, don't lose any more weight. You're too skinny already. Just as an example, and you're absolutely right, Margie, it's because they're used to seeing you bigger. I was 400 and now I'm 125. When I got to about 200, people started wigging out on me, people that knew me. Now, people in the store that see us that have never seen us in their life, they don't look at us and say, oh, she's so skinny. Oh my gosh. It's people that know us. So if you have a person in the grocery store come up and tap your shoulder and say, honey, you look like a skeleton, you need to eat, then you might want to go, let's talk to a therapist. That may be an issue. However, when it's people that know you, yes, they do. They tell you not to lose anymore. And I always say, what I say, my doctor says I'm great. And so your doctor did too. My doctor says he's really happy with me. Oh, let's see here. Mindy, Margie, yes, I could lose more, yet people are already telling me not to lose any more. They're just not accustomed to seeing us in a smaller body. It's shocking to them. Exactly. Exactly. Callie says, Margie, yes, and I hate it too. The one friend who does it most is not happy. I'm smaller than her. Truly, and jealous. You're right. You're right. Exactly. T says, tell your friend, stop comparing. We're all different. That's the fun of it. Different is good. I like that, T. That's good. Mindy says, Margie, I try not to be annoyed. I try to understand where they're coming from. Sometimes it's care and concern. Sometimes it's jealousy. Either way, as they say, let them. That's right. Let Them is a good book. I like it. It's very controversial, which I don't understand, but I like Let Them as well. It's a very good book. Or Forglapron does not have GIP. Yes, I know that. Like to make things. I know that it doesn't, but what it is it's totally different than a GLP-1. GLP-1s all end in the tides. They're all tides. Or Forglapron is a completely different molecule, and it's gotten really great results with people who have stopped taking the terzepatide. So I do understand it doesn't have GIP because it's not a tide. So like semaglutide, dulaglutide, blah blah blah, liraglutide, all of that. Or forglipron is a completely different animal from everything else. Chia and flax seeds. Those are the ones I have. Paula, they're in my refrigerator and I crush them up. I've got a mortar and pestle. Um, Jane Payne, she's the mother of the mayor. I love it. I love it. Paula is so sweet. So is Paul Amadeus Lane. People will always have opinions, but I love that you and your care team know what's best for you. Yeah. Barb, what do you or any of you chatting think about the Revita procedure? Results are expected late this year. It sounds promising. I'd volunteer in half a second. I'd volunteer in half a second. It's a surgery that is, they either, I'm not sure if the Revita or the other one goes down with an endoscopy. One goes in through an endoscopy in your belly, and they go in and it's like they cauterize part of our gut, of our intestines, and they cauterize it and it kills off the bad juju. I'm trying to think of a word. Bad negative thing, like, we take the, oh, Barbara, oh, probiotics, like the probiotics that are the bad probiotics or the ones that aren't the good ones or whatever, and it cauterizes them off, and then it heals and heals perfectly so that you no longer need to take a GLP-1, and it stays that way, it seems, for at least a year or two, if not longer. So I would volunteer for the Revita in half a second. If I started gaining weight, I'd be putting my butt right back on GLP-1s. I tell you what. Let's see here. What do you think of Revita, Nancy? Queen Barb, what is your definition of food noise? I actually call it a food cacophony. Mindy gave me the best. I had one, and then Mindy added to it the perfect picture of a description of food noise in a visual format. You're looking at CNN, and the two heads are talking, and then you've got a chyron on the bottom going, okay, you need to go look at the cookies. These people up here are saying, oh, what's for dinner, honey? Oh, I'm going to have this. And oh, do we have this in the refrigerator? Oh, why can't we go out to eat? We'll have this. And the chyron saying, oh, go look in the refrigerator, go look in the refrigerator, go see what's in the cupboard, go see what's there. And then you've got ads that pop in as well and say, you need to eat. You're hungry. You need to eat. Go get food. Forage. Go. Go to the store. Go to McDonald's. Go get the fries. Go to do this. And it's just a absolute cacophony of telling us what to eat, when to eat, how to eat. nonstop. When I part of how I describe it, how I described it before Mindy gave me that really good visual, is that I would, it would sound like this to me. What are you going to eat this morning? What are you going to eat? Oh, if you go eat right now, then maybe you can eat when everybody else gets up and then you can eat two breakfasts. Oh, if I go out in the car, then I can go to Carl's Jr. and I can go get a breakfast there and then I can come back and have a breakfast. Then I can have another breakfast when everybody wakes up. Oh, and then what am I going to have for lunch? What's going to be? And I'm shoveling food into my mouth. What can I have? I can have, I bet I'd like to make brownies tonight. Wouldn't it be wonderful to make brownies tonight? I could just make a brownie pan and eat the whole brownie pan, and then I can make another one and nobody would even know that I had the whole brownie pan. Oh my gosh. We're going to go, we've got that party this weekend, we're going to go to that birthday party. I'm going to be able to scan the food, and as I walk by the table, pick stuff up and put it on my plate and cover it with a napkin, and I'll be able to eat, and I can just tour around into a satellite around the table and just get what it is that I want. And that's what my mind did. When I woke up to pee in the middle of the night, my mind would be telling me, go to the refrigerator, there's some cheese in there, there's some cream cheese, you can eat a bagel and cream cheese before you go back to bed. It'll be much better if you do that. You'll feel much better. It'll be so good. You really need to eat in the middle of the night anyway. It's good for your blood sugar. That's all gone. That's all gone. How do you all describe it? How do you all describe food noise, if you have it? If you don't, I want to hear that too. Love Texas Roadhouse tea. Mom and I share a meal. That's awesome. And then Callie says, I have low sodium also, Barb. Doc told me to cut way back on water, drink electrolytes, and have to take 1 gram of sodium chloride every day. Just adding salt doesn't work. I didn't tell you how much I drank. These are what I drink every day. This is 40. This is 80. I usually have at least 4 of these, if not 6. 4 times 4 is 160 ounces. That's over a gallon. And if I add 4 more, that's just crazy talk, as we say. My kidneys cannot tolerate so much. I have chronic kidney disease. I cannot tolerate so much water or tea or whatever. So now what I'm doing, somebody was saying they have a hard time getting their water in. So if you've got a bottle and you keep it closed, there's a resistance between you and drinking the water. If you leave it open on your desk, the resistance is gone. You can reach out, pick it up, put it back down. What I'm doing now is closing it because I need resistance. I need to be able to look at it and go, okay, I don't need it yet. And then undo it. And this is a tiny habit from Atomic Habits. And it's very typical, similar to laying your shoes out by the door when you get up in the morning, you put your shoes on and out you go, whether it's to the gym or not. The sodium chloride, I'll have to ask about that. Darium says, do we have rules? Do we have rules about food in this community? What is the right way everyone should eat? I'm taking notes. I don't think there are rules that work for everybody. Start small with chia, Nancy says, experience here. Yeah, exactly. True on the start of chia seeds. Anna Hoover, yay, Anna's here. Hi, love. Nancy says, Darium, I like the quote from Michael Pollan, eat food, not too much, mostly plants. And yes, I do have a piece of cheesecake once in a while. I had carrot cake last night. It was good. Paula says, I have a graph. I jumped. Hold on. Oh, down. Tea and coffee do not dehydrate when drunk at normal levels. You'd need to drink 6+ coffees in a row to start seeing a diuretic effect. Thank you, Mona. Thank you. Obsessive. I call it food noise Fred. He would just follow me around morning telling me to eat. That's Kirsten. Kirsten said that. Kirsten's memories. Thank you, Mona. Good to know. Holy shilly. Nancy says, I absolutely love waking up each morning thinking about what I'm going to do today rather than what I'm going to eat today. How crazy is that? How absolutely crazy is it to have that? And not everybody does. I acknowledge that not everybody does. But to be able to go through your day and have moments where there's actually not a cupcake that's floating in front of your eyes, taunting, teasing, or chocolate bar, or a sub sandwich. Just, it's just so incredible that that happens, that we can have that moment of peace. Paula says, I have a graph. It's helpful to see that I'm actually making progress. Exactly. Mindy says, I was 281 and did a half marathon, the final leg of a half Ironman triathlon relay. I'm doing 10K next weekend and a triathlon in June and another in October. I'm so proud of you. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? Good luck in your training and running. That girl, she runs like crazy, walks like crazy, lifts like crazy. I'm so impressed with Mindy, always. Anna, we were just talking about being told we're too skinny. It's not us, it's them. They're just used to seeing us bigger. It's not you. Jen says change brings attention, and for some, it makes them uncomfortable. Too bad. You're exactly right. Exactly. Love that. Paula likes sweet tea, the wine of the South. I like my sweet tea, but with Splenda. And it's not very sweet. I just do a little. But I have compromised with the sweet tea. Now it's unsweetened with a splash of sweet. There you go. Kirsten said, I tried to get into the study for Revita, but I had my lap band at the time and didn't qualify. By the time I had it removed, they weren't recruiting for the study. Every time I see that man online on doing a show, I will write in the comments, pick me, pick me, pick me. I'd love to do it. I'll do it in half a heartbeat. You're right, Kirsten. You're exactly right. How does Wegovy and Zepbound effects differ? Loosey goosey, for many people, Wegovy and Zepbound, the Wegovy is a semaglutide, so it tends to cause a little bit more nausea and sometimes vomiting. Both of them will cause a little bit of constipation. They both slow down the whole gastric emptying stuff, our intestines and stuff. The GIP in the tirzepatide, in the Zepbound, in the Mounjaro reacts more on the brain and calms the brain down from not just food noise, but wanting to eat so aggressively. Aggressive eating. That's what it was. That's a good word. Does that help a little bit? Can somebody explain what Revita is for Paula? Thank you, Margie, about the food analogy. Same here. I would try it. Good job, Barb. I would too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Lips are chapped. Thank you, Mona. I'm at church. God bless you all. Becky, thank you. I'll try to catch another live chat soon. Love you, darling. Love ya. Constance, I'm 5'1". Also, we're all so short. I love it. Oh, Deb Zimmerman, I love that you're here. She says, I look at the food and decide whether it would look better in the trash or on my ass. How many of us have taken the plate and said, I don't know why I'm putting it in my mouth. I might as well just glue it to my butt. True stuff. You are absolutely right, Deb. You're exactly right. And Lorraine says our body is not a trash can. I know somebody else said it to her, but our body is not a trash can. It's okay to throw out extra food. And, in my days of life, a fat person, I ate everything on my plate. I was never told to eat everything on my plate, but I would eat everything on my plate. If I had 5 bites left and I felt like I was going to explode, I would eat the 5 bites. If I had 1 bite now left, I chuck it. I have a little, and I'd love to hear this. This would be a good topic next time. Actually, I'll bring it up and have people talk about it. How do you know when to stop eating? It took me about a year to begin to hear this slight, tiny whisper of, I'm done. And I was like, did I hear that right? It's almost, I don't want to say a voice because that sounds real real, woo woo, but it's like a feeling, a ghosty kind of soothe. You're done. And then I look down and I think, well, I only have one more bite. And in my head, I'm able to logically say, scrape, scrape, right into the garbage. Never in my life before could I have done that. Never. Just so amazing. So amazing. Okay, we've been here for an hour and a half. I've had such a good time. I feel like I've been doing all the talking. What I want you to do, please, not only like and you can subscribe and all that good stuff, of course. I love that. But I would love to know in the comments questions. QQQ, question mark, whatever you want to put, but QQQ or a question mark, so that I can find the questions so that I can answer them next time. But I definitely want to know, I want y'all to think about, take a little note, write down how you know when to stop eating now on GLP-1s. And did you have a hit and miss like I did for a long time? Where I'd be like, ooh, I ate too much. Thank you, Anna. Have a blessed evening yourself, my love. So good to see you here. I'm so happy, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You've been so wonderful with me tonight. I appreciate it. Think about me tomorrow getting my in my hip. I will let you all know how I do. And I will put it up on the community page. Love you all. And come back for my birthday next Sunday. I'm going to do a live on my birthday next Sunday. So let's have some fun there. Let's celebrate. Love you all. Have a beautiful night. Ciao, bellas. Thank you for the good vibes. Love it. Thank you.